Now we're going to go through the procedures for starting up the Spa-Jet in the morning. Every morning when you come in, you need to turn the Spa-Jet on from the on-off button, which is located at the top or the head end of the Spa-Jet on the left-hand side. Simply press the button in, hold it for a second, and then release your finger. You'll hear the beeping sounds and the lights inside the Spa-Jet will come on. Once you've turned the Spa-Jet on using the on-off button, if you go to the control panel, you'll notice that you now see the waterfall or the welcome screen. The screen just introduces you to the Spa-Jet and recommends that you press enter or the ENT button to select a program. Once you press the enter button, it will bring you into the menu selection. You'll also notice that you have a message saying drainage, please wait. Every time you turn the Spa-Jet on from the on-off button, you will have this drainage delay. It takes approximately 5 minutes while the Spa-Jet drains some of the internal water pipes. While this drainage message is on the screen, you're unable to use any of the functions of the Spa-Jet. So please be patient, wait 5 minutes or so, and once the drainage please wait message has gone from the screen, you'll then be able to use the spa functions. We recommend that you can leave the Spa-Jet turned on throughout the whole day. Only shut it off at the end of the day. If you do turn the Spa-Jet off again throughout the day, every time you turn it back on, you will have 5 minutes of delay while you wait for the drainage message. So simply leave it on throughout the day. Now that you've turned the Spa-Jet on at the on-off button, we need to open up the water to the Spa-Jet. There are two places where we need to open the water. The first one is at the back of the unit. Usually at the back, or maybe at the side or underneath the Spa-Jet, you'll have some stop taps. These stop taps are what the plumber uses to attach the hot and cold water pipes to the Spa-Jet so that you can get water. Our taps are the flick tap type. You may have a round tap handle like a traditional tap. These are currently in the off position, allowing no water at all to come into the spa. In the morning, you must come in and turn these taps into the on position. If you have the round taps, you will need to just turn them into the open position. Once you've opened the incoming water supply here, you can leave it on for the entire day. At the end of the day, you must come back and turn these taps back into the closed position. Now we need to open the incoming water taps, which are located inside the Spa-Jet unit. Now that you've turned the Spa-Jet on at the on-off button and you've opened the stop taps at the rear of the Spa-Jet, we need to come to the taps located inside the spa unit itself in order to turn them into the on position. First of all, you'll notice on the right-hand side you have a tap which has an open and a closed sticker around it. Usually you'll find this tap in the closed position when you first come to it. Every morning you must turn this tap so that the little button here is facing to the open position. This opens up the water valves and will ensure that you have water in your Spa-Jet for all of your water functions. If you leave this tap in the closed position, it means that you will have no water for your handheld shower, your Vichy shower, or any other of your water functions. So first thing in the morning, turn this tap to the open position, leave it in the open position for the whole day, and you can do all of your treatments as required. You'll also notice that you have a second tap, the tap with the red and blue sticker around it. This one we call the thermostat mixer tap, and this tap is used to control the temperature of the water which comes into the Spa-Jet. It's important that you understand that the Spa-Jet does not heat the water. It simply allows hot and cold water to come into the Spa-Jet, and you control the mix of hot and cold using this tap. There's a little button on this tap, and you need to press this tap around until the button clicks into the halfway point. This is usually giving you the correct mix of 50% hot water and 50% cold water, and this will give you around 38 degrees of water temperature. 38 degrees is the ideal temperature for your hydrotherapy services. Every client is different. Some clients may like the water a little bit warmer or a little bit cooler. If you'd like to change the temperature of the water, you must do so using this tap. To make the water cooler, simply turn the tap so that the little button is facing more towards the blue or the cold position. If your client would like the water temperature warmer, you need to turn the tap until it gets to the point where you can't turn it any further. This is usually the halfway mark. Then you need to click in the safety button, and then you'll be able to turn the tap further facing the red position or the hot side. This is an important safety feature which prevents either yourself or maybe your client from accidentally knocking the tap into the hot water position, which may cause an injury. Under most circumstances, we recommend using the tap when it's in that middle position where the safety button cuts in. This should be the correct temperature of water for your treatments. When you turn the SpaJet on in the morning, we recommend to run a warm-up program. The warm-up program is a program that's already built into the SpaJet, which you just need to turn on using the control panel. The purpose of the warm-up program is to get the steam and the infrared heat ready to work. At the control panel, you will notice that the warm-up box is located in the middle position of the control panel. Simply use the right arrow button to highlight the warm-up box. Once the warm-up box is highlighted, press enter to confirm your selection, and the warm-up program will begin to run. While the warm-up program is running, you will notice that there is a timer on the lower right-hand corner. The timer will be for either 7 minutes or 10 minutes, depending on which model you have. The warm-up program will simply run on its own and then finish automatically. You don't need to do anything else while it's running. While it's running, you may notice that it says not ready in the middle of the screen. This is just letting you know that the warm-up program is still going. When the program has finished, the timer will count back to 0 and it will then say ready. When it says ready, it will give you a hint down the bottom to press the enter button to escape out and begin your regular program. We normally recommend that you should run the warm-up program just before you do any treatment. If you haven't used the capsule for a couple of hours, everything will be cold and it will take approximately 8 to 10 minutes for the steam and the heat services to be ready. If you run the warm-up program, say 20 minutes before your client is due to arrive, the steam and the infrared heat will be ready immediately as soon as you put the client in and run your program. If you don't run the warm-up program, it doesn't cause any damage to the spa capsule, it won't cause any problem, other than that your client may be lying there for 8 or 10 minutes, feeling a little bit cold, waiting for the steam and the heat services to start. Leave the SpaJet turned on for the whole duration of the day. There's no need to turn it off after each treatment or in between clients. At the end of the day, we recommend that you do turn the SpaJet off. You need to do this using the on-off button located at the head end of the SpaJet. Simply press the button in, hold for a second and release. The lights will go off in the SpaJet and all of the functions will turn off. At this point, you also need to go to the taps at the rear or the side of the SpaJet and close those stop taps that we showed you earlier on. This prevents any damage from something such as, say, a burst water pipe from causing any problem in your SpaJet. It's very important that you turn these off at the end of every day.